Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. And today I want to share with you one of the most beautiful lines in spiritual literature. My friends, it's so beautiful. And not just the wording, but the way it makes you feel. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel God. It makes you feel truth. Makes you feel the real above all real. It's beyond hope. It's a reason to believe. It's a reason to know everything is okay. If you've been struggling with any kind of anxiety, worry, doubts, it's not a mistake you found this message today. So we're going to be in the Magi text, Asha 2. And I can't believe what I found in Asha 2. It's one of the smallest statements and teachings in the Magi text. And I saw it today like I've never seen it before. And I'm going to, I've taught on this for many, many years. But I'm going to try not to touch on the same things today and bring out something new that I know you've never seen because I haven't seen it. The statement says to know only good. That means you do not grant falsehood the authority of truth. This is about the epistemology of the soul, what you define as reality. What do you allow to be defined as reality? That is everything, my friends, because there is a real above all real. There is a truth above all truths. There's the perfect creator's perfect idea. This is what we want to know. Well, great, Magus, but where do we find this? There's so many religions, so many opinions, right? And that's what the epistemology is about. The difference from a justified belief, because you have a reason to believe, you see it, you've experienced it, you live it, or just an opinion. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what mom and dad said. That's what this holy book said. My friends, this is what we get to, a reason to believe, a truth so true it cannot be denied. So the teaching says, perceive and understand only the good. Asha is telling us here to train your eye, not to look away, but to look through. You are saying, I refuse to let distortion interpret the world for me. My friends, because we'll see the world through our own filters. Like there can be two people in the same place seeing a completely different world, depending on their beliefs. Who do you believe God is, right? Some people have a God that can get angry, jealous, hate, war, kill men, women, and children, a warring God. And then there's other people that their God is just the highest principle of good. It's not in his nature to get angry, to hate, to war. He could never kill. He can only heal. He can't send sickness and disease. And so the way you see the world, it'll be lighter or darker, heavier or lighter, depending on the beliefs that you hold. It says, let your experience and practice be the same. This is no separation, no double life, no sacred ideas that never touch your life, never touch your very own nervous system, never touch your world. And truth that is not practiced becomes myth. Practice that is not rooted in truth becomes a ritual without power. If you find yourself praying, doing everything you're told to do, you're giving your money to the church, and what they've promised hasn't touched your life, my friends, if there's no power in your prayers, if there's no reality in your religion, right, you got to experience it, or you've got nothing other than just hope. That's what's beautiful about truth and reality. It's so much more than just hoping for. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Right? Or begging the deity in the sky for your prayers to be answered. Please heal my child. Please don't let me suffer. Please help. It's getting to that place where you're actually experiencing God. And in the original religion that they've tried to stamp out, God and good are the same thing. My friends, you experience God, you experience good, protection, provision, love, peace, joy, power, freedom, goodness. The only thing that could come from a good creator's good mind is just good, my friends. And so we're starting to remember who God really is. If they give you a wrong God, if you know a wrong God, to know when this was written, it was union. It was to be. A man would know his wife. The two are one. You might have become one with a wrong idea of God, and you're creating hell on earth. My friends, and the worst thing is you're calling it heaven. You're calling these monsters God. How confusing, how sad. And that's the beauty of the original religion. When you restore God's image and you take that into you and you align and attune with it, it changes your world and you experience it. You see it, you feel it, you taste it, you touch it. It's real. Truth is real. Be aware at all times of your high standing. You are not a beggar in the universe. You are not negotiating for love. You are not trying to earn belonging. You stand because you already belong. And then here, this is what I wanted to share with you. This is the most beautiful, at least one of the most beautiful lines I've ever seen in spiritual literature. It says, always remember the covenant written on your mind, that you might not forget you are a child of the King. My friends, this covenant, it's not written in stone. It's not enforced by threat. It's written on your mind, consciousness itself. And hear me, a covenant you don't sign, a promise you don't break, a truth you can only forget but never, ever, ever lose. Truth is not imposed, it is remembered, and remembrance is healing. And then, of course, you are a child of the King. Your inheritance, it's goodness, and it's not wrath. You carry lightness and not shame. You reflect the very nature of your origin. The King is pure good. God is the highest principle of good, unmixed, undefiled, undiluted. That's what Zoroaster is, that pure light, that pure starlight the Magi follow. We restore God's image, just the highest principle. And then I love this. It says, then all fear-based gods collapse immediately. You can't imagine how many people are terrified of God. In their books, in their religion, he can never be satisfied. You can never do it right enough. And the punishments are horrendous. They last for eternity, so they say. But my friends, the peace comes when you realize that's just a bad story. It's like waking up from a nightmare. It was never real. The real God is just real good. And no matter how man is acting, he doesn't come down from his high status and say, look what you made me do. Now I'm angry, I'm hateful, I got to war, kill, smite men, women, and children, slay little lambs, and then I can come back up to my high standing. My friends, God means the highest principle of good always. It's not in his nature to ever leave that. All he can do is love you, be proud of you, send you love, peace, joy, just his nature. And he's always calling you back up. And when you remember who he is, and you remember that covenant written in your mind that you come from good spirit, you're made of good spirit, don't worry, you shall return to good spirit. My friends, that's the magic. You don't behave well to avoid punishment. You live truthfully because it's who you are. You are an Ashavan. And the Ashavan, word for word, is truth knower. But again, to know is to be. You are truth. You are Asha. You are the perfect creator's perfect idea. And I always like to share this at the end of the videos, but it's said in our holy text, before we came into a body, into form and matter, what we call the world, into the earth, we saw our lifeline from beginning to end with what we call Vohu Mana. Here in the West, we'd call it the Christ mind, where you and God are one. And the earth was crying out. It said the earth itself, the animals, the people, creation was crying out. And God asked if we would go and bring that divine spark, that covenant written on our mind. My friends, it would move that needle from hate to love, from war to peace, from the wrong idea of God to the right idea of God. And when you wake up to this, it becomes so obvious, right? Of course, God is just good. Of course, those stories about God aren't real. Of course, you couldn't be separated from God. Of course, you couldn't blaspheme and be sent to hell and all those ridiculous, scary stories, my friends, because God is just good. And you are one with that God. You are part of that vohumana, that Christ mind, where you and God are one. And you saw your lifeline from beginning to end, and the loving parent would have never let you go if you could have been separated. You would have never left if you were going to be separated from God. You've never been. You can forget when you get here, my friends, but it can never be taken from you. Your connection to God, good, can never be taken from you. And as you remember, this allows a place for the healing to begin. And as you start to heal the mind, you start to see the world different, more beautiful. And then you actually start to see a more beautiful world, a kinder world, a good world. That's Asha 2, one of the smallest statements and teachings in this book. And it blew me away today, guys. I hope you loved it too. And I love you.